Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Bettina Carey here, and I am the founder and CEO of We Empower You and the WeEmpowerYourLife.com website. And I'm here today with president and founder of Income Activator. And Income Activator is teamed up with We Empower You. We're offering a movement in membership and an opportunity of a lifetime to have an online business that is like no other. And I am going to share with you how to join us here. If you're watching on Facebook Live, I'm going to share with you how to join us on our Zoom link. So you go to WeEmpowerYourLife.com, click on the calendar tab, and you will be able to find the Zoom link for today's meeting. With that said, I will bring on Lee Romanov. She is our Millionaire mentor, and she has a lot to share with us today about how you can get published too. So Lee, with that said, unmute yourself and come on in.
Hi guys. Okay, so again, you know that I don't tell you anything that I haven't done myself, and I also tell you that I'm completely unencumbered by experience or talent. So I'm right with you guys on every level. Okay, the only difference is that I just decide to do it and just dodge the bullets from there. Now, we're getting a lot of really good feedback from the members on their experience. And, you know, Bettina thinks I'm in everybody's face a lot, and I am. It's part of my charm. And so I remember talking to Romanov last week, and I, just politely said, "You're doing everything wrong. You're doing everything wrong. Get on the friggin' radio." My God, Romanov. You were able to get into the White House and talk to Barack Obama. You can't friggin' pick up the telephone and get a few radio interviews with real radio stations. And so I embarrassed Romanov into action. And he sends me an email this week that says, "Oh, I got 3 radio interviews." I'm like, whoa, how'd you do that? That's good. So anyway, we're going to start with what Romanov. Do you see this awards section?
It's coming in. There you go.
Okay, so Romanov actually created his own
reward. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, see, the Red Ribbon on Fire Awards. Okay, and we're going to be featuring 3 radio interviews. Okay, so now we've got our Red Ribbon on Fire rewards, and we're going to put that on Bettina's website for all our Red Ribbon on Fire awards for anything that somebody does that is, holy cow, they did this. Okay, and that's for everything that we do, because we've got such a variety. Okay. So congratulations, everybody. Give Romanov a big applause. And Romanov, do you want to just unmute yourself and tell people how you got these radio interviews? Or is this your secret? Or what inspired you to go into action? Who inspired you to go into action?
Yeah, I have no secrets. Yes, Lee, just pushed me, into action. I was just preparing my, interview series, because I'm running a book club, English book club here, just to help French-speaking people to practice the English language. So I was, sharing this strategy with Lee and Bettina and Art, and Lee just, pushed me by, tell me, where to go, so that I can get a big, large audience. And I just tried on. Try it out. So I just called, 2 friends of mine who are journalists. And then they said, "Oh, no problem. I will give you, the details of people that I know." Then I just called those people, and they say, "Yes, that's a great idea. Why not, meeting up?" And yes, that's why, how I got those 3, interviews for tomorrow, first day, and Friday. So I'll be, there just to talk about the idea, and then I know that great stuff will, come out from from this meeting. So thank you for pushing me.
Okay, so all you did was call somebody you knew and they recommended somebody, and next thing you know, you're on the radio. Note to self, everyone. Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. Okay, let's see. What I want to talk to you about is in your Income Activator website platform, or you could maybe even find this online for people that do not have, who are not a member. There are award-winning templates that you can get, and the Income Activator platform has 12, 15 of them, okay, where you click on them and you can create your own ebook or add your what do you call it, course to it. And you can put your own links and all kinds of things in your ebook template here. So I will show you how to get to this page in a second, but this is really valuable because I am not a writer. I'm barely a speller, and I'm on my third book, maybe fourth, I can't remember now. And it's so easy to do a quick book, put it on Kindle and Amazon. And in fact, Romanov bought one of my books on Amazon. We didn't realize it was actually included in his website platform, but thank you, Romanov. That was really nice of you. So what I'm going to go over is how to write a Kindle book, promo and profit from it. And this is not like you've got to sit down and write something that's really like extensive. This is like if you wanted to do it in a day, a weekend, over a week, it's very easy. I'm good enough, I can do a book in a day, and I'll tell you what I do so that you can copy my strategies. I always start with my conclusion, my message. So how does the book end? And if I know how the book ends, it's easy then to tell people how to get to the end of the book. So what ideally is my message? If I can get my conclusion and my lesson, I have it all. So what is my message I want to give to people? What is the voice I want to tell? What is my experience that I can give people? And that's the most important thing. And if you know what your conclusion is, everything else falls together, because then you know what your book title is. Now, your book title would be good to be part of your message, but I always do my book title the very, very last thing, because as I'm writing the book title can shift depending on the flavor of how the book comes out. Now, I don't have the book in my head before I do it. I just have the idea that I want to get this message out in a book. So I don't know how many pages or anything. So what I do from my conclusion is I think, well, what are the top X number of things a reader needs to know? So it could be the top 3 things, it could be the top 10 things, could be the top 5 things. And those top 5 things just are your chapters. Very, very simple. And then what I do is whatever my message is, I just say, okay, what are the top 5? I go to Google or DuckDuckGo or someplace, and I just say, what are the top 5 things you need to know for eating healthy? Or top 10 things for reducing stress? Or top 3 things for creating a profitable business? So that's what I do. Or the top 10 things for, creating a song, or anything you want to do. And then that helps you do your research, because you see now what other people are saying. So depending on what they're saying is what people are interested in. And then you can also start twisting and adding your own flavor to that, saying, well, yeah, they did these top 10, but they're sure missing this one, if you know what I mean. Now, I also, because I'm really bad in grammar and spelling, because you can see it, look at the next one is make it your own. And that's not even how to spell make, it's miek, it your own. So what I always do is in my books, I say all spelling and grammatical errors have been put there for your, see, I even got that wrong. There for your enjoyment, okay? So then you take it right out of the park, out of control and say, oh, they probably did that on purpose. You didn't, but they probably did. So what I also do is if I've got them a message, I go to Kindle and I do a book title search. Basically, what are the top 10 most purchased titles in finance or food or something? So I just do a search to find out what the top titles are. And I just look into images. And what I do is I get a really good feel visually of what the book should look like and titles that seem to be selling and how they look. Now, these have a lot of people's faces on them because they're probably famous people's faces. But usually what you want to do is have the image of what you want the person to understand or get out of your book. And you notice the colors, the message. So go through this and then you become almost an expert on, and this is financial. These are financial books. So I would write down all those titles, see what was a common denominator and sort of pick out the best title from the top sellers. And then I would write down, okay, how many books are red, how many books are green, how many books are purple, and just sort of see and get an overview, because I know if I sort of find that, maybe I end up with the best selling book visually, okay? Because the book, as you know, the homepage is really important. Visually, you gotta knock it out of the park. Okay. So Income Activator, when you log in and you go to section 26, I've given you a lot of good information. Let me just see if I can do that here, if it'll even let me log in. On the top of the bar, it says marketing manual. And if you scroll down to section 26, right, and self-publish your book, what it does is here's where it gives you the ebook templates, and you just download those. It tells you how to add content and links to your ebook templates, how to set up your book to sell with your online store on Income Activator, how to test buying your book on Income Activator, how to publish your ebook on Amazon Kindle, 50 tips of writing and selling your ebook, how to choose best-selling book titles, how to make up a great ebook, and how to create your ebook. So it has all of these, and they're just walkthrough things, very simple. It's not pages and pages. It's a few paragraphs that will just give you a slam dunk on that. So I'm not going to go over that too much. Let me get back to where I was. So again, the ebook templates are all free for you to use. You can use them on courses, anything. And here's an example of, one of the covers of an ebook template. And it is so easy to change up the content. All it is a copy and paste. And there's also, once you get your ebook done, you can also go to companies, here's BookBaby, that you can print on demand. And what that is it allows you to do the ebook, and maybe you're selling your ebook for $9.95, but if somebody wants a hardcover, you can just link them to print on demand and charge like $20 or $19.95, because it's always a better gift for people if you give them a hardcover. So print on demand means you can print one off instead of paying, thousands of dollars to have 50 or 100 books sitting there. It's just, and your audience decides whether they want the book or not. Now, we talked to Rita this week, Bettina and I, and we were talking about, creating a fast book for Rita. And Bettina came up with Money Straight Talk, which I love. And then Bettina talked to Rita, and we found out the 5 things that she does, which is learn when you go to Bettina's courses, you learn how money really works. What do smart money people do? Or I mean, do what smart money people do. See how to grow your money, see how to keep your money, and create a money goal. That's what Bettina does. So whether you want to save money for your,
That's what Rita does.
oh, sorry, did I
Rita,
finish it there?
Bettina.
Bettina, Rita was, when I say Bettina and it doesn't make sense, switch it in your head to Rita, okay? That's my spelling typo live to air, okay? So anyway, within an hour, we basically created a book for Rita. And with the title, the chapters, and her summary, which is perfect. So now all Rita needs to do is go open up this book template and copy and paste. I should say copy, paste, and type. So this book template right now, I did this in about 10 minutes, is this book template. And I just typed in money, straight talk, her name, author, speaker, financial expert. I changed the image. And then I gave a slogan, money never sleeps. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Maybe Rita wants to clean that up a bit or something, but I liked it. Anyway, and now the other thing, just before I go on, the people that have books, here's what I would do. I would take, like, let's say you're doing a book with Patrick or anything. I would take one of the chapters you're doing of your big book and make small books out of it. So it just increases your spread. One chapter could be 3 different smaller books. Then we took the contents of what we said, what the chapters are. And then you can do voice typing. And voice typing is just really easy on a Google Doc. You just click on tools, voice typing, and Rita might say, this is Rita, and I recommend you buy this book unless you want to work yourself to death and be poor for the rest of your life. Okay. So that's as easy, like you can talk your way into a book very simply, and then just copy and paste this into the chapters. And for any book, and this is another thing that you do, online research, just search on Google. Here's the first chapter, how does money work? So I would go to Google, I would search how does money work and see the content I'm given. Then I would go to other search engines, Ecosia, which is one I use, and type in the search term, how does money work, and see what they say. I may do this to 5 different search engines, and then I would see the common denominators and I would see what they miss, and then I would take this content and make it my own. I would also add links so that every page links back to my website and promotes either contacting me through a schedule. So this link would go for Rita. It would go to schedule an appointment, or maybe she wants to link it to her courses. Or maybe she would want to link it to a specific course. So that's what your book can do. So, and images, copy an image that is not that does not have a watermark, and there's lots of free stock images you can get. And then here's an example of the page I created, which let me just get this down a bit. Okay, so I just took that image and I just copied this information in, I linked it, I copied this information in, I linked it, and that was sort of my first page. So it was that simple to do the page. So I did the cover, the introduction, the first page, and it looks pretty good. I think. Now, for books, what always sells is water cooler talk. You know, when you're at a water cooler and you're talking about stuff, you know, the stuff you talk about only to your friends when you're not on the, you know, that kind of stuff. Write that stuff down, because that is the interesting crap you should write about. The stuff that you do seminars on, forget it. It's the stuff, the water cooler talk. It's the stuff that I talk to Bettina when you guys aren't around. That's the interesting book. So write down those topics, your water cooler topics, because that is what will sell on Kindle. Now, you know that I created a book called Car Karma when I compared people's astrological signs to their driving habits. Okay. Now, note to self, I knew nothing about insurance and I knew nothing about astrology. All I did was I saw that Pisces got a lot of tickets, and I looked at the astrological sign and it said they're the daydreaming sign. Of course, they're missing the speed traps. The Ram, bummer birth sign for getting into accidents, you know? So, and I just sort of made it up with my personality, how it flows. Anyway, when I put it out, I had over 1 million visitors. I got interviewed on CNN, Fox, NBC, everything. It was crazy. Now, if I wanted to do a money talk on that same water cooler thing, I just searched for astrological signs, Scorpio and money. And it came up, Scorpions, yeah, are brilliant when dealing with money and rarely have any shady business dealings. But with Cancers like me, we're cautious about spending money, and our mood influences our spending. So if I'm in a good mood, I'm spending. If I'm not spending. So it's kind of that would be a kind of a cute book. People would buy it just simply for entertainment value, and they would probably give it to the person whose birthday it is. And of course, they'd be looking up their spouses and their kids and their friends. You know, that would be a good water cooler book for finance. Here it is, Capricorn. Love or money, Capricorns. You know, they're not afraid of love, but they know it doesn't pay the bills. That is, by the way, exactly a Capricorn. Okay, now Debbie Waldeck was supposed to come today, but she's celebrating her birthday. And I was creating a book with her, and she's going to give us a talk on you can be sick of work, but you can't work when you're sick. So that's going to be probably next week, hopefully with Debbie. But it's a good topic, because if I was Debbie, you can be sick of work, but you can't work when you're sick. I would just go through all my emails that I've emailed over the last year with people and pick out my best advice I'm giving them. And my book would be with my best advice. So let me just say, going back to anything if I've missed, Get Rich by Telling People Where to Go is you can have that book. It outlines how to send leads to businesses that pay. If you go to the homepage of incomeactivator.com, it is free there for you. If you have an Income Activator website, it is in your store that you can sell and make a profit, and the profit is 100% yours. And to get to that, all you do is go to Store, Products, and it will be sitting here. Now, this is my website, so I have about 4,000 products, but it'll be right here for you to sell. So what I'm going to do is now open it up for anybody to have a conversation with me or a question about, I'm going to just sign off here, stop share. Writing your own book. If they have any questions about how easy it is or how hard it is. Rita, your book's almost done.
That's amazing. That's phenomenal.
It's
Lee,
easy.
you didn't mention Amazon unless I missed that.
Amazon Kindle, same thing. Yeah, it's Amazon. You can upload it anywhere. Yeah, anywhere and everywhere.
How many of you have wanted to write a book and have been stopped with the whole idea and the notion of a book, a big book, 200 or 300 pages? Raise your hand.
Yeah, this is like 20 pages.
Yeah.
It's an
Can you
ebook.
handle a 20-page book?
Yeah, and as I said, when I wrote Car Karma, all I did was I was so shocked at the response that I just took my notes and I uploaded them on the book, and I got Cafe Press to print hard copies. And I haven't even proofed it. I just added that sentence saying grammatical errors are there for your enjoyment.
Yes, it's
So-
really interesting. Most books have anywhere between 25 to 40 errors in them, and they're all out there. And people get a little weirded out about that idea, but it's hard to be perfect in the publishing industry. I have to say, I published a 384-page book on behalf of Duke's Chatterhouse, and there's only one mistake, but it's a missing temperature. So it would never have been caught by any means. So we have a 99.9% perfect book.
Oh, I wrote a book. One of my books was How to Become a Multimillionaire. That was one of my books. And of course, I spelled millionaire wrong. And somebody that's completely broke points that out to me. And I'm like, okay, well, sucks to be you.
Lee, I missed the beginning. Did you say anything about
Question.
Commission Junction or that place?
Commission Junction. Yeah, that's a commission. Yeah, you can get your book on there. That's kind of a hard place to do it, but anywhere that we can take it, put it in. Commission Junction tends to be kind of a difficult company to do business with, I've found. But
Isn't
if
that
you've
the
got
one
it,
with a lot of ebooks?
I can barely hear you, Elizabeth.
Isn't that the one that has a lot of ebooks on it? Or is there another?
Well,
My-
I would do Kindle's easy. People go to Kindle and Amazon to buy books.
Okay.
You can also do a combination. You can upload your book to what's it called, ClickBank, and have it as a book course.
I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Okay. See, I'm a mind reader too. That's my next book coming out.
I have a question, Lee.
Yeah, sure. Hey,
In
Mel.
the we're showing us for the ebook, so that's in chapter 20 of the back end of the income activator.
Yeah, just click on the manual on the top right, and then section 26.
And so, for example, my book is not done yet, but it's almost done. So it's currently in Word format.
Yeah.
So you're saying you would take the Word format and just cut and paste it in, and it goes into the ebook format that you have on the website?
Just cut and paste, yeah.
The one that I'm going to get from my, design editor that's going to put it in looking like a real book?
Yeah, like a real book.
You know how it has the lines and the pages and the numbers and
Yeah,
all that?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not, doesn't look like a Word document, but your ebook will make it look like a book is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think I follow what you mean, as confusing as that sounded.
Lee, what I was going to ask you,
Oh.
that I used that green template that you just showed, and I didn't have, even though it was an ebook template, I used it as a manager's guide, as a freebie on my website.
Yeah.
That one, okay.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, so what that was called Developing Business in a 21st Century World. But that got me on fire because it said that's really the big book, okay. And
Yeah.
so this is right on time with me. I just want to tell you that. I mean, its
Okay.
spirit is moving in just great ways. And then listening to you talk about doing this in one day was like, oh, so you're making it simpler, because I have a tendency to complicate things too much. So I'm really digging this because I actually did this. Now, the question I had though was, that actual template is a PowerPoint slideshow. And So if I were to send it to Kindle, what do I do? Make it as a PDF and send them the PDF? What do I
Yeah.
send?
Yeah, they outline what to do, but they usually just ask for a PDF.
Okay,
And you know, I would put your book at 1 cent, buy it from Kindle just to make sure that everything goes through properly. That's what I always do. Whenever I upload something to a third party, I always buy it first to see
Yeah.
what the process is.
and then you can go in and change the price
Yeah.
then, and you know, the whole idea is learning from Patrick. It's just a ticket to something else. The book is not, I mean, the book could be valuable, but the real value is opening the door. It establishes you as an authority.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it goes both ways. You know,
Yeah.
20-page books sell like crazy because anyone can afford $9.99
Mhm.
or $5.99. And what you do is you have the opportunity to test out the market really easily. Like you could take the same kind of book, change it up a little bit, and do a different title and see which ones are selling the most.
Yes, yeah.
And that, so you don't have to put a lot of time in. And a lot of these kind of quick books, no pun intended, you can just take the content from your website and put it into a book.
And the
All
other
of this is
way to
making
do
sense. Yeah.
the other way to do it is kind of what I'm intending on. And, you know, I'm doing these radio interviews and there's a transcript that comes out of each one of them. And that transcript is actually, could be a chapter, or it could be a portion of a chapter. So
Oh yeah.
wherever you have content, whether if it's audio files or video files, they can all be turned into documents. And the other thing I really love about this solution is, let's just say, for example, Mia's book and Tiu's book, your book, they're all already out there. But if you wanted to just feature a chapter, you can actually now do that with Kindle, just have a chapter of your book. So as you're writing your book and you're trying to develop a following of people, it's really great to test the market. And I know several authors outside of this group that are doing that as well.
Yeah, Mia, if you have 10 chapters, I would do 10 small ebooks. You know, it's already written for you, and then you just get to fool around with the imagery and the pages. So you just go like that, whatever it is, and the page numbers are there. I think that was your last question.
Listen to this. Do you remember? Do you know who Mike Koenigs is? He's a very successful internet marketer. And a lot of these people are stuck in terms of getting their book out. They might have a book idea, but you know, their fears or whatever. And so what he then did was said, okay, I'm going to show you how to succeed with your book. I'm going to make you a bestseller for your topic for that one day. And so what you'll have to come to my all-day seminar, which is only $2,000. And he then had an army of people that had come in and said, okay, here's your image. Here's that. And then they had a Facebook page and they all agreed to buy their book. So that made it the bestseller for that day.
Yeah, I know. And that's
a ripoff, you know?
It's kind of scammy. I've got something that talks about that on those introductions I did, but not scammy. But you're right, you know. And you know what? When I had over 1 million people to my website, I guess I didn't get the bestseller thing. I should have, because there's a lot of people that bought. But who cares? Like I'm not drinking the lemonade. I'm just doing what I do, and I know a book can turn into a lot of leads.
Yeah, I think this Kindle option is really a great one, but I personally don't always recommend people even bother with Amazon because they take so much out of it financially. And, you know, selling, let's just say 500 books and keeping every single piece of profit is better than having to give up a big portion to Amazon.
Oh, I gladly give it up. It's because it's just everything. They print it on demand and then they send it off. the number, I mean, doing all those individual things, putting them in an envelope, sending them off, that is a
Yeah,
big time.
there's a way of thinking about it. It has to do
Yeah.
how.
I'm not saying that you become the distributor. I'm just saying that there's some challenges with working with Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the individual, but you know, the other companies like Book by Demand charges a lot less. So, I mean, you can have that on your website. And for the people that are just absolutely Amazon fiends, you know, then give them the option. And the fact of the matter is, all your book is promoting people, your message, and linking them back to your website. And
Really?
that's ideally what you want to do. So no, I'm not going to talk to you. You're too timid. You're not jumping on me. What's going on?
I had a
I
question.
was gonna ask, that's 30%, right?
Oh,
for
Okay,
Amazon.
somebody
That's
else
what
is
I've been-
speaking.
No,
Okay, here's the question. My book right now is at layout. So what is the ideal word count to do like a 20-page book, 20-page ebook?
well, I would, if you're on layout and you have like, what, let's say, how many chapters do you have?
27.
So you got 27 small ebooks there. Just copy it per chapter, give it a different title, and grab a different audience.
Perfect. Thank you.
That's it. Now you got 27. This woman has over 25 books to her name.
Didn't even know it.
There you go. And it's so easy. So easy.
I will definitely be doing this because it makes sense. You've got
Yeah.
my wheels going again.
Yeah.
You know, everybody actually in all their notes and all their descriptions, especially Mina, she has so much friggin' content that all her content, each page of the endless amount of content she has could be a really good few pictures and links back to her website with a different title. And it costs you $0 to do that. $0. Okay. And anything that you do with Patrick, you can take exactly everything you've done with Patrick, and as Tia did, now have 27 books, 26 books. It's so crazy easy. And then you just look up on the best-selling titles, the imagery, and people will buy it. And it's out there, and it's always linking back to your website.
And it satisfies that desire.
a good
to
one,
write
too.
a book, or when people say, do you have a book? You can always just say yes, right?
Yeah, I just finished coloring it.
You're hilarious. I love you.
Rita, what do you think about the start of your book from
Oh
our?
my God, it's so freaking amazing.
Isn't it?
I'm so impressed. It just makes me excited. And
I kind of warned Lee, I said, now don't promise that people can actually make a book in a day. Say that you can make a book in a day, as opposed to promising you can make a book in a day. But at the end of the day, she's right. I mean, if you think about how long it takes to put a PowerPoint together, it's going to take a day. And this is a 20-page deal. It can take you more than a day. But sometimes make up stories about how long things are going to take, and then it keeps us or blocks us from achieving it. So
how many times have you guys sent an email and you're explaining the same things over again, and then you copy and paste one email to another because you're explaining it again? Well, if you're explaining it to your client base over and over again, take the friggin' email and make a 10-page book out of it, put a great title on it, and upload it to your website and on Kindle. You're done.
yeah.
And recommend people buy that book.
that makes sense.
Good point.
Any more
Yeah.
questions? for
It's easy.
Lee?
No, it's, and you know what? I seriously, I'm on my 4th book, and I don't write. Thank goodness for spell check. That's it.
And you can always run it through Grammarly, or even send it to one another. I mean, Patrick Snow, who a number of us work with, he always advises that we also get reviews from different people within the group. And so you can always run it by other people. Mina, you had a question.
Patrick Snow is professional though. He's,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes, but
we
the
are-
process,
I am not.
yeah, the process of getting feedback from one another is not.
He's
just-
got a lot of good tips.
Yeah, not known to just him. Mina,
Nina.
Yes, hi, good day, everyone. I
Good day,
do
Nina.
agree.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. No, it's, it's been very productive. I've just been going in different directions. And grandparent duty is one of those. I just want to share that because it is so personal to try to be on a virtual screen when you have all this other stuff going on, right? And a lot of us don't have an office. We have our home office, which is my case, my dining room. And just so many things have popped in, and I'm just really elated to hear this portion of the book part, right? Because it's something new, and there have been several people that have mentioned the fact that what it is I do and what have you is it's worth a book, if not more. What I heard you say, Lee, is that this can be done in a day. I understand if we had that kind of time. Now, my question is, have you thought of perhaps, or Bettina, having We Empower You as a book and each one of us do a chapter?
We just decided to do that right now as you were speaking.
Well, that it gives the it'll give the input of what it is that you're
I think that's a
what
great,
this is about.
you know what? I think we should feature you first. Email us, and we'll have, in fact, if everybody just emails the We Empower You, okay, and just a little write-up, it can be, make it fun. And by the end of by the meeting, we will have that book started.
I love it. And we'll go in the order in which they're received. How's that?
Yeah, so send a picture of yourself and your title. Send a pretty funny or good image. And what your message is to people.
Now, is there a spot that this can be listed on so others that are not here present right now, but our members can also be a part of it?
Sure, we can send out an email about it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We Empower You, and we'll charge $1 million for it, and we'll all split it. Okay, we just need one sale.
One sale.
It's another vehicle of conveying the message, I guess, or your product or your service. In my case, it's a service.
Maybe Bettina can give it away at the summit.
Yeah, and what I like about any kind of collaboration is that there's a word in there, and it's called accountability, right? So that's half the battle. I mean, Romeric got the fire put under him by Lee, but it was the accountability factor that we were going to be checking in with him this week about it, and he blew us away, having 3 lined up by Tuesday morning when we talked with him at 8. So it's that's what we all need, and that's why we're all here in this meeting, frankly, is when we show up with the good news of the day, and we'll of course have our networking here shortly. It's really important to be accountable. So Mina, you're up at bat.
We'll wait for the kickoff, okay?
You want us?
If there's a template we can follow, absolutely.
Yeah, and then there's Tiu and Mina. They both have books already in the works.
Yeah, so maybe 500 words, 300 words.
Something
Is
like
that what one chapter is?
No, it's you're gonna have a page. You know what? I really don't care. Send whatever you want. Send whatever you want to do.
A page
Have
being
your name
front
and
and
your
back?
topic. Pardon?
A page being front and back, 2 page?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want to do. It's really, it's
you can
cut,
expand from
copy
there.
and paste.
Mia, you had another thing to say?
Well, thank you.
Emailed you and Lee my 5-minute talk, so there you go. You already have it.
Oh, great. There you
That
go.
was 2 weeks ago, so you have it. Now I just need to send you a picture, I guess.
Oh, that's
So email it email it
point.
all together. Okay, so put the book. Okay,
Okay.
the book, and email your picture, a picture of what you do. Okay, and your information. Okay, which you probably have already, yeah.
Could be the
Website, Lee.
We just don't want to chase the information, that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we might have to have a Google form, a Google Doc for that, where we have everybody populating their pictures and their content. So let's hold on to your stuff. Don't send us anything. I'll create a Google Doc for that. That's easy.
So
And
just, just to remind everybody, you don't have to be a member to contribute to the membership. So if you're not a member of We Empower You membership, you can still contribute your advice, knowledge, product, or service. So you can be in the book. So we're not trying to shun you guys out. You're in there if you send us something. And then what you should also do is send us a link to either your website or the page of your website to link to. Because if you're talking about your fabulous course and you send us the link to just your homepage, we don't want the person to try to figure out where your fabulous course is. Link it right to your course.
That's great.
Okay.
We'll have a form for that by the end of the day. I can guarantee you. I'll
Not for me.
If you're new to us, make sure you share your contact information with us in the chat. And any other questions, comments for Lee? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Oh, wow, that's pretty scary.
Lee, can we talk? Oh, we need to get my website going.
Oh yeah, why don't you call me tomorrow?
Hey, 9 o'clock,
8:30?
8:30? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we'll just you're second then on this. You're right after Mina then, okay? So we'll get you right in there.
Great.
Okay.
And so thank you so much, Lee, our millionaire mentor who's coming in every Wednesday to help us with all types of marketing strategies and really dial into what your member benefits are as a member. This is a great opportunity here. So before you go, there's a couple of new faces here, Lee. Nelson, introduce yourself here.
Oh, and just as Nelson's getting ready, just what I want to say is if anybody has any topics that they want discussed, I've been online for over 20 years, so I've done it all. I've run into everybody. I have seriously, disgustingly done it all. So if you guys have any topic for me to talk on, I'm completely open. Art's helped me a few times. Bettina has. Rita, obviously, because we talked about the book this week, Rita, and Romeric because of the interviews. We did that 2 weeks ago, and that's when I got on that angry lean. Romeric, I got to tell you just before I click off that when I was working, once the Toronto Star bought my business, I was working for them. You know, I would say something like, okay, you got to get this job done. Pretend there's a gun to your head. Next thing I know, I'm in the human resource department, right? Because can't say that, right? And then one of the guys, I would say, oh, if you can make these numbers, I'll write you a check for $10,000. Apparently that's bribery. Back in the human resource department. I mean, my name was on the human resource department chair, you know, so finally, until they got me out of there. So I'm just, as I said, uncensored.
Yes, completely. Thank you so much, Lee. Before you go, like I said, I want you to meet Nelson. I'm seeing also Sally, who just signed up to be a member, is here. So we're going to have Sally go after Nelson. And that's news for Lee. And thank you for joining. So Nelson, tell us a little bit about yourself and your invitation here today.
Well, that's quite the surprise. I didn't expect to be on the mic today. but with all due respect, I just want to say thank you, Bethany, for sending me an invitation. I found it in my Facebook inbox.
Yeah.
And I actually thought that I had missed this appointment because it said 3 to 6 o'clock. And I'm in Toronto, Canada, and it's Eastern Standard Time here. So I realized, oh, I missed this appointment. I missed it. And then I lied down on the sofa for a couple of minutes and I go, wait a minute, did I see PST in the message? So I got off the sofa, empowered myself, rechecked, hit the Zoom button, and accidentally found myself sharing a few minutes with all of you guys. So I'm glad I did it. And I'm Nelson from Toronto, Canada. I'm one of those guys that knows what it's like to chase ambition, climb that mountain of success, get to the top, enjoy the view for a while, only to come crashing down. Humbling, so humbling. And I love what you do. I'm glad I got to chime in, hang out with you guys for a minute. And this is great. Thanks for the invitation.
Nelson, what do you do?
Oh my gosh, let's see. I'm a speaker. I'm also a certified life and executive business coach. I'm a physical therapist. And I accidentally wrote a global impactful blog called thepositivedrip.com, which was never supposed to happen. But when you go through a trial and tribulation, you come through it, you come up through the other end of the fire, changed, with a message to share. And with the rest of my days, that's what I plan on doing. It's funny how life unfolds.
Absolutely.
And here I am today hanging out with you guys.
And you came by way of myself, Bettina, and the podcast collaboration, which Lee and I were talking about earlier. So thank you so much. We've got you in the hopper also for the speaking at one of our summits coming up. And we really appreciate you being here. We're going to actually go into networking, and you're the first to be on the hot seat to tell us a little bit about yourself. And I hope you can stay with us a little longer so you can hear Mina, because Mina has to go at 4 o'clock and she's got 2 minutes.
And I'm going to sign out, you guys. I just want to say goodbye. And Nelson, I ran for mayor of Toronto against the crack smoking mayor, Rob Ford. So
no way. Are you serious? Are you from Toronto?
yeah, I am from Toronto. I was born in Toronto. I had a floating house in the Bluffers Marina.
Oh, come
and
on.
I used to live in the beaches. Yeah. Lee Romanov.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
We might have crossed paths, been in the same place at the same. You know what? I'll catch up with you another day.
Okay.
This is great.
Bye.
Bye.
It's a small world, right?
It's a small world.
So it looks like both Mina and Rita have to sign off. I don't know if both of you have just a second to, because Nelson's here new, and there's probably some other people. Love to just name what you do real quick, each of you.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Geez, I just want to mention that I thoroughly enjoyed and being a part of this engine has ignited me to be in many places. And I've had an opportunity to just grow from just hearing some people and that give of their time from the membership that is part of this. And what I do in terms of my second career, after a 34-year career in aerospace, I end up, I train on the education side of mannerisms, etiquette, and protocol. There's a lot there, but I'm a master instructor in business protocol and dining etiquette. Those are the things, and I focus on STEM and the youth. And that has taken me to leaps and bounds. So thank you for allowing me to share that.
Thank you, and go off and be in.
Thank you. Yes, I do gotta go.
Role there recently, so I'm jealous. Bye. Good to see you. And Rita, you've got to pop off too.
I do today. I have somebody I have to meet with. And you saw a little bit. I think Lee really said everything for me. It's really about the money straight talk. Life experiences will propel you into teaching things that you never want anybody else to go through. And for me, it's that financial shield of armor that we all get to have. And as Bettina said, it's that money straight talk, really just having that vision, creating those goals, connecting the mindset to this money skill set. So that's growing, keeping, and of course, making more of your money. And so it's all that, live a better life. That's really what it's about, living a better life. And so I have Mama Rita Money, and I have my boot camps. Huh?
Oh, sorry, you were cutting in and out. If you can comment just real quick what the experience was getting on a call where you had a homework assignment, you gave us a lot of words, a lot more content, and then working with us to get it down to sound bites.
Well, I loved it because for me specifically, personally, yes, Italian, lots of words. Honing in and getting it succinct and literally feeling like Bettina and Lee were in my head going, it's this simple. It's this simple. And you're just going, oh my gosh, why do I make it bigger than it is, right? So it's been an amazing experience. I love it. And I'm growing and stretching by becoming more succinct.
Yes, as
Role
we would
models,
say,
amazing.
not the word dumb it down, but it's like Lee it down, like, you know, get it down to where Lee, if Lee can understand it, she says, then anybody can understand it.
And simple. It's
The
the
more
same,
simple
the
the
key is simplicity.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
thank you both so much for my support, really, for the support you've given to me is what I mean.
Great. Well, you're going to take off from here. I can just see it.
Love you both. Thank you so much. I am excited for it, for all of us, actually. It's
Yeah.
not just me. So I love the big picture view that this is not just me. This is going to help. I'm going to just say millions and millions of people. It really is changing the trajectory of how we're doing business and how we're going. I can completely see it. So love it. Love every
Totally.
bit of it. Thank
Great.
you so much. Thank you all.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Next, I'm going to pop in Romeric because he's on a different time zone. He's in West Africa, Cote d'Ivoire. And let's see, what time is it there now? Close to 11 or midnight, something like that. Romeric, unmute. We love having you. Love your story of getting on 3 radio programs this coming week.
Likewise, it's always a pleasure to attend the meeting. So it is 11 p.m. here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Bettina?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Hello.
We can hear you.
All right. So it is 11 p.m. here. Okay, perfect.
So tell us a little bit about your book club that you just.
All right. So, I discovered that, learning a new language through, books is very powerful. So I have a bunch of, French speakers here that are professionals and students who want to, be bilingual by speaking the English language. So I decided to create a book club, a couple of weeks ago. And I launched it 2 weeks ago on April the 13th, almost a month ago. And so we have this book club. Everything is online. So we have a WhatsApp group and we meet on Zoom 3 times to 4 times a week. And we have a book to explore every month. And our first book is a book by Lee Romanov. So getting rich by telling people where to go. So what they do is we all read the book and we share what we get as a takeaway from the book. Doing 2 things at the same time, trying to learn the English language and then learning from the great content in the book. So every Tuesday afternoon, I decided to interview, English native authors, and Lee was the first, the first author that we hosted yesterday, and it was, very great. So every Tuesday afternoon at 8 a.m. PST, I'll be interviewing, the authors from the EmPOWER community, and then from, other, horizon. This is what we decided to do until December the 7th. And it is a very good way for us to promote the EmPOWER You, because everybody, joining in the book club will be, directed to the EmPOWER You community. So that's why I want to thank especially Bettina and also Lee, who are always available to, just help me promote everything back home here. I also want to thank Art Johnson. So if some people here watching from Zoom or from Facebook, you have a book, just let me know so that I can schedule, you in the interview every Tuesday. So I also plan to have you, I can see you, Doris, and next Tuesday, we'll be hosting Chevron. This is what we are preparing for next week. So it's always a pleasure. Thank you ever so much, Bettina.
You're welcome, Romeric. It's always a pleasure to have you as well. And just to see your growth in the last less than a year with our group. And I just know that you're going to be very successful. So well, all I have to say about that is move over, Oprah Winfrey. Romeric Nadiri is coming up the ranks here. I love it. I love it. Now, Sally popped off, so I don't know where she went and if she's coming back or not, but she just joined us as well as a member. You know, she's been a non-member attending. And so I'm going to move on next to Cosby. Cosby, this is your first meeting that I'm aware of anyway. And we'd love to know a little bit about you. Unmute yourself. I know Lee introduced you to Income Activator some time back. And now you're being introduced to the We Empower You community. Go ahead and unmute yourself and give us a little introduction.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
We can.
Yes. I was introduced to Lee through her website Income Activator, and I guess she must have gave you my email because I got an email. Let's see, I probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I remember looking at your information briefly, and I was busy. So I know what it was, the last summit yet. So I looked at it and I says, oh wow, this looks really interesting, but I was busy, so I said, let me come back to it. So the way I know Lee is she helped me do a website for the Income Activator for my music. I do gospel inspirational music, and I've also written poems, and so I'm singing, like I do some writing too. So that's how I met her. And so one of the things I wanted to do is, so I was listening tonight because one of the things I want to do is an ebook, because when you're trying to do music, you need, and you're trying to do some promotions, ebooks are good for all the different people that are all not in the same place, because that way you don't have to worry about the shipping and all that kind of stuff, because I have some fans that are in different parts of the world. So if you're going to offer them something, it'd be nice to have that. So I need to kind of get with her to help me out with that. Help me out with the book, because I have some thoughts, but I have some thoughts, but I'm gonna need some of her help and stuff with that. I was listening tonight and I got a lot of good insight, so I really I'm inspired by that and some of the things that I've heard today.
Great. I will put in the chat here in a moment how to be part of our Facebook community, and that way you can get copies of these videos as they're being recorded. Sometimes you need to see it more than one time. So
yes.
Great to have you, and welcome, and we hope to see you back here week after week. It's always on Wednesday at 3 p.m. on Pacific Standard Time. We go for a couple hours. Next up is Jean under RMC's iPhone, if you're paying any attention here. Jean, are you there? Can you unmute yourself? I'm gonna tap you here. Are you there? Let's see here. I'm going to ask to start the video. Let me move on, Jean. I'll let you go next once we know that you're back on camera. Sandra, can you take a stab? I know that you're off camera, but go ahead and And there you go. Open up your mic.
Hello, everybody.
Hi there.
How's everybody doing? I'm Sandra Early, and I think I say it every time. I'm so excited, but I just want to express that I am excited, and I learned so much today. So each time I come in, I get an opportunity to grow a little bit and become more of who I want to be. I am currently a little bit under the gun, so I'm not on camera. I have 17 things on my to-do list today because it's tax time for a lot of my clients. It's conversation time and consulting time. So I am really swamped, but I wouldn't miss this for the world. So thank you very much for allowing me to speak again. And thank you, Bettina and Art, for the introduction.
You're very welcome. And I'm glad you're here. We had a nice conversation, Wilma and you and I. And I don't know if Wilma's there because she was on, oh, she's on a separate mic there. So yeah, I'll have her go after you. Tia's got to pop off, so I'm going to let her go next. She's just nearing getting book into print. I love it.
This is super exciting. Thank you so much, Bettina. I'm sorry I have to pop off. Everybody here has so much value to bring to our meetings. But I'm Tia Knapp. I live in Washington State, and I'm the author of Healing the Holes in Your Soul. It's about my life journey through domestic violence and how I popped out on the other end smelling like a rose. So there's a lot I can share with you, and I am definitely going to be checking into the ebooks. And I cannot thank Bettina and Lee enough for all the wonderful things that they've offered us through the We Empower You membership. And they are diligently working with us to help us keep moving forward with our dreams and goals. So thank you again, everybody. And I will be back next week. I really love these Wednesday moments. Thank you, Lee. I don't have my names. Did she disappear? I don't know. Everybody's muted.
We can hear. Oh, there she is.
Okay. Thanks, Bettina. We can't hear you.
Bettina, you seem to be muted.
Thank you. Thank you, Sue.
Congratulations, Romanov.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. You have a great night.
Can't hear you, Bettina.
You might want to make somebody a co-host and log out and log back in because we lost your audio, Bettina, for some reason. Yes, Art will take over. Hey, I'm Art, and she's asked me to take over till she comes back. So anyway, who haven't we covered here? Who's new? Else is new here in terms of this.
Susan is a little bit new. I mean, she's been on a couple of times, but Susan, do you want to take a moment and introduce yourself?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. Thank you, Mia. My name is Susan Tregold. I'm based in North County, San Diego. I am a 3-time best-selling author. I co-authored books in the Success University for Women series, and my last book, The High Performing Woman, was an Amazon #1 bestseller. My main job is as a high performance executive coach and corporate leadership trainer. And on the side, I've developed a longevity portfolio, that's what I call it, which is a portfolio of products that I personally use for more energy and wellness and health that I also encourage my clients to use as well, because often the people I coach are too burnt out or tired or worn out to make the changes that they want in their lives. And so really had this side passion as a cancer survivor of holistic health. So that's what I do. Thank you.
Awesome. Really awesome.
And I did want to say with the whole book thing, there's a couple of other things that I would mention is another source of content is any blog posts. And I would think another marketing option would also be have a book launch. I mean, because Art, you mentioned a bestseller for a day, but that's all you need on Amazon to be a bestseller for one day to be qualified as an Amazon bestseller. But it all has to be at any one given point.
That's right.
It's not like, and so by having a book launch, you could just have an online live, Facebook Live book launch and give away free copies of your book or something like that.
She's back. Are you back?
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all right. Good.
Not
to take over.
Started playing. Go ahead.
You wanted me to continue?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so, and there are other ways to encourage people to buy all on the same day if you are going the Amazon route. For instance, agreeing to donate your profits on that day to charity, or agreeing to give special bonuses for people that buy on that date. And so I think, you know, just having a virtual book launch, I attended one the other day, and it was fantastic. There was like a little mini book reading, and then there were some interaction and some prizes given away, and, you know, incentives for people to you know, buy various things. So that's just another sort of marketing opportunity, I'd say.
No, I think that's a great idea. And we have I mean, my goal is to be published by the December 8th and have another summit, of course. And so we could do it at a summit. I mean, why not have everybody in this group published? I love it.
Yeah, and if you drop your price to just 1 cent that day, there's very little resistance to people buying your book.
Yeah, I love that idea. We'll tap you, Susan. You'll help us, I'm sure.
Of course.
So you drop the price to 1 cent for the day. So
for the launch day, that's very common to have, you know, to drop it. Or some people do it like, I don't even think I think on Amazon cheapest is like 99 cents. Mm-hmm. So you drop it to that on the launch day to get as possible to buy.
Cool, thanks. Those are great ideas.
Absolutely.
What you want to do is get those ideas in people's head. Most of these people will tell you, here's what you need to know. Here's what it's about. And then you get into their online course to learn how to do it. So it's very interesting how that's a door opener to learning more as a consulting, as a coaching package, or as an online course, just because you have a book. Make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And not to get too distracted by all of that, because as Lee says, it's always about getting to be in front of more people, not less people. But as we're working something like that together, we'll all benefit, because then we can all send out, you know, emails and notifications to everybody we know. I love the idea. Now I'm trying to refresh my mind as to how people popped in here. Wilma was in here also, but now she's off. Oh no, there she is. Okay. Wilma, do you want to take a turn, unmute yourself?
Okay, there I am. Hi everybody, I'm Wilma Fontroy. Glad to see and hear everyone. The idea about everyone joining in to do a We Empower You book was just fascinating. I love it. I am ready to go with my little input. Absolutely. Just for those who don't know me, I am an entrepreneur, coach, and consultant for small businesses and beginning entrepreneurs. I'm also an art consultant who I dive into what is called collectibles investment markets, which is selling collectibles so that people can become aware of their cultural backgrounds and understand other cultural backgrounds through the use of art, music, and books. So that's a little bit about me. I'm into writing a book myself. I'm also into designing my website. I'm in Collective Innovative Services Solutions. I'm sorry, Collective Innovative Solutions with Sandra Early. And we look forward every Wednesday, Saturday, and whatever for our presentation, not our presentation, for our work with Bettina and everyone that's in the group. So thank you, glad to be here.
Thank you so much and welcome back. Also, the Saturday meeting is on pause for the moment because Romeric moved to Tuesdays. And so we are going to hold that space just for Bettina having some time off. And if we need to bring it back loud, we can. And then Gene opened up his mic and I didn't want to pass you by. So Gene, go ahead and introduce yourself next. Uh-oh, we can't hear you. Dear. Sometimes there's issues getting people on. RMC, can you go ahead? I mean, Eugene, Jean, can you go ahead and type a message to me in the chat when you're ready, and then I'll be sure to let you come on here. Next up, Aggie would be great. Aggie, and then we'll see if Jean is available.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bettina. Hi, my name's Aggie Clark. I do some business consulting under the business name Nexus Consulting. I'm a fairly new member. I'm working with Lee to launch a website called Right to the Money. It's about our relationship with money, different ways to bring in money to your businesses. It's different topics about the entertainment of money. You know, money's in all aspects of our life. So it's building that kind of relationship with money. It can be a fun aspect of our lives. So when that gets launched, I'll be happy to introduce that to you. And I also do some consulting with We Empower You and looking at our operations and different aspects of the organization. And I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you better and working with you and the organization and with Bettina going forward. So
yes,
nice to meet you all and see you all here.
And Aggie is going to be next week's radio interview on the Rainier Avenue radio program. That's Thursdays at 1:30 p.m. I look forward to working with you on that. And then, of course, on the operations side, what's going to unfold is we'll have a frequently asked question document. We're going to also have more of a formal process welcoming new members with the details about what they benefit from. Things that we're missing right now. And of course, she's helping with us on the summit, which is coming up June the 9th. And of course, we're going to be featuring, it looks like 34 speakers this time around. I'm so excited about that. So thank you, Aggie. And we both serve, thanks to Aggie, I actually am in service now too with the University of Washington Alumni Association. And that's been a great lift up, I have to say. And that's what we do here at We Empower You. We're always lifting people up. Okay, let's next up, I don't know if Art took a turn or not. Did you take a turn while I was out of here?
Only hosting people.
Yeah, go ahead and take your turn. Art.
No, yeah, my term is really short. I'm inspired. I'm a bold man being inspired by really, really bold women. And so I'm working on, the book thing was really, really good. And you know, using some of those tools. I have my own way of doing it and on my own time, but it's all kind of making sense to me. And it's such a pleasure to be with all of you. So that's all I need to say. Thank you so much.
That's great. Thank you, Art. And Art, of course, is also a founding member and also working on the back end of the summit with me. And he and Aggie are working on a nice survey that will be running this time around. So stay tuned for more news on the We Empower You Global Virtual Summit airing all worldwide, 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. on June the 9th. And next up, Elizabeth. Still waiting to hear from Jean.
I am busy closing things out because my internet is unstable. I'm here.
Okay.
So, I was busy closing things out to see. I'm sorry I missed the beginning. I'm going to have to go back and look at the Facebook Live about this, a really interesting topic about books. I have an idea. I've worked with emergency preparedness a couple years back, and I have everything all ready just to pop into an ebook. So that's one thing I'd like to do. And as I'm working through my website with Lee as a coach, it's been an interesting process because I keep on evolving into a different thing. And now I have a brand new idea that I'm anxious to talk to her about. It's basically talking to people. It's interviewing. It's using some of the different classes that we've had. So, which I don't really want to do because I don't like being on screen. But it's going to be a real growing process. I'm looking forward to it. Interviewing people that are heroes, that I find to be heroes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, be sure to follow us on the Rainier Avenue radio program, because I stepped into that role also, where I'm just creating like a radio presence and podcast presence. And it's so much fun finding the guests, putting them together, scripting it, getting the images and the graphics done, and then showing up, and interviewing people. And it's actually given me a framework that is lending itself really well to this right now. So it looks like Art has to go, and he's going to leave his image up here for us. Thank you, Art. That way he's here, present and accounted for. We have Lori next, unless I hear back from Jean. I'm not sure what's happening there. Lori Whaley, open up your mic, introduce yourself. Sometimes people are multitasking, so let's see what Lori is up to. Oh, let's see here. It's saying she's not here on the chat, so not quite sure what's going on there. Troy is next then. Troy, it's so great to see you in the Bahamas.
It's good to be with you. Sorry, I want to mute the phone. Part of a group text here that keeps blowing up, so I want to quiet that thing.
Yeah.
Great to be with you, Troy Thompson, and your detox directory is what I am working on. First, I want to mention I had a great conversation with Elizabeth maybe 2 weeks ago at this point, can't remember. We talked for probably 45 minutes to an hour. And my wife would be a good one for you to interview, Elizabeth. That's a hero that I think you're looking for various reasons. And Wilma, welcome. Great last name, Wilma. And so what do I do? Help people detox their lives financially and physically. But what things are toxic financially? Well, that would be taxes and debt. So I show people how to eliminate or at least reduce as much as legal. Both of those things have more net spendable money. And when we ultimately die, because none of us are getting out here alive, pass even more money to our beneficiaries, church, children, charity, whatever is important to them. And then additionally, we live in a toxic world. I've read in various places that we encounter as much as 70,000 toxins in a given day. And so I am associated with a company that has a product called Daily Detox Plus that removes heavy metals and other toxins from the body. And interesting that I think Susan had shared that she was a cancer survivor, if I got the right person. And so many people have used this both as a supplement to conventional cancer treatment. Some people have used it instead of the conventional treatment. And also people who are survivors, especially if they've had chemotherapy, radiation, this really helps them kind of get their mind and their bodies back, because people who have undergone that type of treatment, often it takes a year or two for their brain, especially to kind of get back and feel like themselves again. And so that's a summary of what I do. I really appreciate what you and, Bettina, what you and Lee have done for all of us.
Okay, it looks like Lori was not able to do a Zoom introduction, but I've got her now on the phone. That's the commitment level we have to our members, to make sure if they're trying to get in and their message is trying to be heard, that we make sure it happens. So Lori, go ahead and introduce yourself. I'll put the phone up to the microphone here.
Oh, great. Thanks, Bettina. This is the first time I've ever done it on the phone, but it works, you know, like the phone. But anyway, my name is Lori Whaley. I am a third-generation Japanese-American and a descendant of the samurai warrior. And through circumstances, I reconnected with my Japanese heritage, and that which I scorned, I now embrace. And I love to people that like the Japanese life and introduce them to that through the Code of Bushido, which is courage, the samurai code of ethics, which includes courage, benevolence, respect, honesty, honor, and loyalty. And in this day and age, who doesn't want to have those good values? Because those things never go out of style. And I wrote a book. It's called The Samurai to Your Guide. It's published by Tregold Publishing. And I'm one of the founding members. And just because of technical challenges, shall we say, it takes me a bit longer to figure things out. But I'm finding my way. And just like, I love all the assistance and the information that comes to this group, and being with like-minded people is great. And my website is just loriwhaley.com. That's all it is. It's LORIWHALE.
Thank you so much, Lori. It's great to have you by phone, and hopefully you'll be able to see the video post tense. Okay. I'll hang up there. There we go. Okay. So I think we've heard from everybody but Gene, and I haven't been able to raise Gene. There might be a connection problem with his phone. It's not letting me do the usual things with it. And my messages have gone unanswered. So I have a feeling that he came early and he might not still be with us. So great to have everyone here. This is also a really great opportunity to see where there might be some synergy and some opportunities. Troy, I would love for you to take on a breakout session in the summit, talking a little bit more about what you do. And I think that's a perfect opportunity. I know last time you did a mentorship role with us. And but this time around, I'd love to see you do, do a breakout. Love it. Would love it. So it's June the 9th. Hopefully you'll be able to make it.
Yeah, I'll try to contact you and see what you'd like me to do.
Okay, that sounds great. And who else got to connect in here? I know that Romeric, you're muted, and you're of course in West Africa and have the book club. So you're going to touch in with Tiu, Mia, and Shay, you've already tapped. But if you're authoring anything that might be a good subject, Lori has a book as well, Romeric. So that might be good for you to get a hold of in addition. Lori actually has her book as an audio file. It's not this version that she has out right now. It's a prior version, but it's actually quite good too. Are there any other insights, questions? Happy to open up your mics. This is a time to chat up each other. We got like a few minutes left. Elizabeth?
Just want to say that Lori has had so much experience with it, through self-publishing and then publishing the title, that she can give you a lot of clues of the ins and outs of what
Yes.
you do the tricks as far as launching and selling your book online, and like we were talking about the initial amount and keeping the price low to get yourself listed. And I think she's a really valuable resource.
Absolutely. And I know she's going to be speaking here in the next, I think tomorrow, being a paid speaker, no less. So congratulations to Lori. Hopefully you can hear us, Lori. All right. Anybody else have anything to add for today's meeting? No more microphones opened up. I could talk all night long, but you know, if we wrap up early today, that's okay for me too, because I have a 5 o'clock. It's been great to have everybody here. For those of you who've been watching on Facebook, you've been watching the We Empower You community. It's a movement, it's a membership, and it's a summit. So you'll want to pay attention to us. If you'd like to join us at any one of these meetings, go to We Empower You, yourliferather.com, and join the We Empower You community for regular meetings. And just click on the calendar page and you'll see all the different meetings that we have every single week. And we have some that are monthly, some that are quarterly. You can always catch us 52 weeks out of the year doing something. Again, welcome Nelson. You're new to us. Cosby, you're new to us. And we hope that you'll come back next Wednesday. Bye for now, everybody. Take care.